Hello everyone, we are going to present our tutorial. Well, my name is Adrian and I am going to present the unit number 1. It is about small talks. Well, what has been covered in unit number 1? We have studied the steps to carry out a small talk. Well, I am going to present the 5 steps to make a small talk. The first step is get started. Signal a desire to talk with an opening comment about the shared environment. The weather, while overused, is reliable. The second step is introduction. Give your name or some information about yourself and offer hints about the topics you'd like to discuss. Make it easy for the other person to do the same. The third step is topic finder. Ask questions and build on your comments. If the other person raises a topic you don't like, be ready with an alternative. A little silence isn't a sign of boredom. The fourth step is proceed with caution. With the dialogue showing along, you can be expensive, but be careful. If the other person is talking too much, offer information about yourself. If you pause and the other person changes the subject, you were dominating. The fifth and the last step is grateful exit. When it's time to go, signal that the end is near. Offer a business card, your Facebook info, or other way to stay in touch, and ask for the other persons too. Now I am going to present information about question tags. What are question tags? A tag question refers to a declarative or imperative statement entailing a question tag as an interrogative fragment that turns the statement into a question. First, if the main statement is positive, the auxiliary verb will be negative and vice versa. For example, but he isn't going to England, is he? If there is a single subject, noun or pronoun in the main sentence, the corresponding pronoun or same pronoun will be used in the question tag. For example, you're coming with us, aren't you? Number 3. If there are more than one noun or pronoun in the main sentence, then the corresponding pronoun to the active subject will be used in the tag question. For example, you won't refuse me, will you?
Hi everyone, welcome to the Unit 2 discussing about health matters. My name is Ever and I will explain and mention some interesting things about this unit. Here I present you some useful vocabulary to talking to your dentist, that is, swollen gums, a broken tooth, a loose tooth, ASAP that means as soon as possible, make an appointment, feeding me, and what's going on. In the second place, we have describing symptoms. To talk about describing symptoms, it's important to mention at the beginning the phrase like I feel or I've been. For example, I feel dizzy, nauseous, weak, or short of breath. I've been vomiting, coughing, sneezing, or wheezing. In the third place, we have some of grammar. Drawing conclusion with must. It serves to indicate that something is probably true. The example that we have here is that must true. It must to be an emergency, or you must be in a lot of pain. Oh, an extra grammar point. Will be able to and modals. The structure will be able to is will be able to plus the base form of the verb to say a future ability. For example, Ellie will be able to see you tomorrow at school. And the second one we have may or might as modals. The structure is may or might plus the base form of the verb to say a possibility. For example, my friend may arrive at soccer match late. At the final we have vocabulary about medication like a painkiller, cold tablets, a nasal spray, eye drops, an antihistamine, cough medicine, an antibiotic, an antacid, an ointment, and vitamins.
Hello, my name is Andres Espin, and I'm going to talk about the Unit 3, Getting Things Done. In this unit, we have learned new expressions like you're a lifesaver, no worries, I owe you one, I know this is last minute, but it's really urgent, don't worry about it, you have got a lot on your plate today, I won't keep you any longer, no problem, and I understand. The new vocabulary that we have learned are dry clean a suit, repair shoes, frame a picture, deliver a package, lengthen, shorten a skirt, print a sign, and copy a report. For planning and running an event, we have these expressions: set up the announcement, set up the room, set up the projector, put up the signs, check the sound system, a microphone, a mic, a handheld mic, a lapel mic, hand out the agenda, a handout, introduce the speaker, the guest, and a podium. For grammar, we have the causative verbs that they are used to express the idea that one person persuades or causes another person to do something. The causative verbs are make, have, get to, and let. Make for someone to do something, have, ask or give the responsibility to someone, get to convince or trick someone to do something, and let allow to do something. For the structure, use causative verbs plus an object and the infinitive. The passive causative focuses on the object rather than the subject of the sentence. The structure uses a form of have plus an object plus a verb participle. The example is we have our picture taken. An important thing that the passive causative gives us is that we must use by when the information is important or crucial.
Unit 4. What has been covered in Unit 4? We have studied books and all the vocabulary in it, also some grammar points. Books. As we know, there are two kinds of books. We have fiction and not fiction. Fiction are novels, mysteries, thrillers, romance, science fiction, and short stories. On the other hand, non-fictions are biographies, autobiographies, travels, memoirs, and self-help. Expressions. We can use some expressions where you are reading to say if you are interested or not. For lies, we can say, can get enough of, can put it down, it's a real page turner. And for dislikes, we can say, can't seem to get into it, just aren't my things, put me to sleep. For vocabulary, we have, it's a page turner, it's so interesting that you want to keep it reading. It's a cliffhanger, it's so exciting that you can't wait to find out what happens. It's a bestseller, it's very popular and everyone is buying copies. It's a fast read, it's easy and enjoyable to read. It's hard to follow, it's difficult to understand. It's trash, it's very poor quality. A noun clause function as a noun, often as a direct object. A noun clause can be introduced by the word that. For example, I didn't that he wrote this book. I think that Isabel Allende's novels are fantastic. When a noun clause functions as a direct object, that may be omitted, especially in speaking. I didn't know he wrote this book. Embedded questions. An embedded question is a question that is included inside another question or statement. WH questions may be embedded within a statement. Where is the bank? I don't know where the bank is. What did she say? I didn't hear what she said. What is the definition? I can remember what the definition is. WH questions with do, does, and did. Where does he live? Do you know where he lives? I don't know where he lives. How often they come here? Do you know how often they come here? I don't know how often they come here. Embedded yes/no questions. I don't know plus whether or if. For example, do you know where or if Tom is in school today? So, with embedded yes/no question it will be, do you know if Tom is in school?
In the Unit 6, we learned about intentions of plans. As an introduction, we saw the importance of being smarter, which it really means: specific, measurable, actionable, relatable, time-bound, evaluate, and reward. Those are steps to follow to make life plans. Our focus on grammar was divided into expressing intentions and plans that changed, and then the perfect modals. Now we're going to see a little information about those topics. In expressing intentions and plans that changed, we learned the use of was or were going to plus the base form, as in the example. Selena was going to record an English album. Where was your brother going to marry? Weren't you going to study languages? Also, can be used the words thought, believed, and said plus would in the base form. For example, I thought she would be a lawyer. I believed they would get married this year. Mammon said you would be a doctor. The expressions learned were make up one's mind, which means decide to do something. Keep something in mind, remember something. Be in one's mind, think of something. Settle on, make a final decision. Change one's mind, decide to do something else. Pick someone's brain, ask someone about something. About the perfect modals we have. Regrets with the formula should have plus past participle. Possibility may, have, and past participle. Ability could have plus past participle. Certainty with would have and past participle. And conclusion with must have and past participle. The expression here were my taste is changed. It's hard to make a living. I didn't pass the exam. Take me out of it. I changed my mind. The vocabulary was talents, abilities in arts, maths, etc. Skills, abilities you learn. Experience, time spent working, and qualification, the joining of talents, skills, experience, and knowledge. Qualifications are good memory, artistic ability, mathematical ability, logical thinking, compassion, manual dexterity, common sense, athletic ability, and leadership skills.